you guys hear me? All right, in the conference room, are there issues? Can I make sure I can hear you guys?
Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. All right. I'm not good with tech stuff. Gumarov, I'm sorry. All those willing and able to turn on your cameras, please do. Especially while you're speaking. All right. Sorry for the late start. I'll go ahead and get started here in a second. All right. Okay. I'd like to see a little more cameras on, please. If you guys would like to turn them on, that'd be great. Or don't. Okay, thank you guys. All right. I'll go ahead and start. I call this meeting to order at 6:05 p.m. Roll call and verification of quorum. Chair Courts.
Okay, Lazo,
Present.
Rochetta,
Present.
Lessman,
Present.
Pirelli,
Present.
Levine, Christopher Levine,
Present.
Steve Levine,
Present.
okay, Lim, Morissette, Kringle,
Present.
DeCara,
Present.
Butler,
Present.
Connolly,
Present.
Umarov, I think she said, okay, yeah. Hamid, Hoffman,
Present.
Larson,
Present.
Memory,
Present.
Pellet,
Present.
Shannon, Barrios,
Present.
Hall,
Present.
Abdulhaj,
Present.
Chauhan,
Present.
Nagib,
Present.
Anjan, John Patel, okay, Weiderberg,
Present.
Green,
Present.
Hendry,
Present.
Borges, Alcuda,
Present.
Ganesh, Condoloro,
Present.
Palazzo,
Present.
Jimenez Valero,
Present.
Hashimi, Lagalbo,
Present.
Coleman,
Present.
Brenda, Richmond,
Present.
Shen,
Present.
Barilla,
Present.
Vasquez,
Present.
Lipner.
Present.
37 out of 47, quorum is verified.
Let's see. Morissette?
Present voting.
Oh, you can just mark her present. And Rose. Rose? I don't. Yeah, we can't hear. All right, sounds good. For those that just missed it, I think it's probably fine. Okay. All right. Approval of the, wait, I'm lost. All right, approval of the minutes. Everyone go ahead and take a look at last meeting's minutes. And is there a motion to approve last meeting's minutes? Green.
Motion to approve last meeting's minutes.
It's been a motion to approve last meeting's minutes. Are there any objections? Seeing none, last meeting's minutes are approved. Approval of the agenda. Everyone go ahead, take a look at this meeting's agenda. And is there a motion to approve this meeting's agenda?
So moved.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, this meeting's agenda is approved. Open forum. Is there anyone here wishing to speak in open forum? All right, seeing none. Announcements from the student body president, President Lister.
We can't hear you. You're muted.
I'm sorry, I'm mute. I was about to tell you, but the news thing popped up on the computer.
That's embarrassing. Okay. Hey, everyone. I hope you had a good week. It was pretty slow for me, but I do have some good news. So for the past 2 months, Alex and I have been working with Rick from the Student Union and Stephanie from WIPS to move where the Knights Pantry is currently into the all-night study space in the Farrell Commons right behind it. So it's a much bigger space. They'll be able to distribute more food. That was finally approved yesterday by the University Space Committee. And then also myself or someone else from cabinet will also be sitting in on interviews for the open travel and procurement coordinator position in the ANSF business office. And then next week, I also have my next board of trustees meeting. It's nothing big, but I do have that coming up. And then just have a great weekend, everyone.
Are there any questions for the student body president? Varela.
How is the new location for Knights Pantry going to be communicated and advertised to the body because it's being changed?
So it's pretty much the same location. You just have to go through one more set of doors, but we'll make sure on our end to communicate that through our student government Instagram. I'm sure Rick will do that from the Student Union Instagram, and the Knights Pantry will also have their own Instagram that they'll communicate that on. But it's pretty much just right around the corner. And you can actually, right now, if you just walk through the Knights Pantry, you go back far enough and you're there. So I'm sure we'll also put up some physical signs too in the Farrell Commons.
All right, are there any other questions? Seeing none. All right, announcements from the student body vice president. None. All right, comptroller's report, Comptroller Simillo.
Hey y'all. Sorry, my voice just cracked. Anyways, for FAO, the numbers are 25,769 with a reversion percent of 0, and CRT is 463, 354.82 with a reversion of 0. Just quick little thing from this week. Essentially, I have been pretty busy. I was on vacation earlier this week, but I've been busy just kind of catching up on ERFs for exec and figuring out how we want to move forward with some stuff with OPS and the over expenditures from last fiscal year. So yeah, that's it.
Are there any questions for the comptroller? All right, seeing none, Attorney General's report, AG Hashmi.
Present and voting.
All right, Senator Hashmi, present and voting, started at 6:13 p.m. AG Polera.
Hey guys, so changes for the Senate Rules 6 and 7 from Bills 5605, 06, and 07 have been updated on the website. In Title 11, 1101.4, fee was added to Activity and Service Business Office, so that it's Activity and Service Fee Business Office. Thanks to Brody for catching that in LJR earlier today. And then I also had my introduction meeting with Senate leadership today. If you have any ideas for statutes that need to be revised, please let me know.
Are there any questions for the AG? All right, seeing none, Cabinet Forum, Chief of Staff Blanco.
So Lucy couldn't make it tonight, and actually Christina and Jareb can't make it tonight either. So I'm just going to give all three of their reports, not all at once, but I'm just reading from the agenda. Hi everyone, I hope you had a great week. Recently, I've been working with Jareb and the coordinators on helping them plan their events and finalize dates. Super proud of them all and their hard work. I am also working on planning Welcome Week and the Work Where You Learn on Campus Job Expo. This past week, I've gone through Senate applications, and I am so excited to begin interviews next week. Get excited for some new faces. And as always, if you need anything, don't hesitate to reach out.
All right, Deputy Chief of Staff report, Christina Cabrera.
Hi, Senate. Apologies I cannot be there in person. I have been having a great time with Taylor, Bella, and Halima getting things ready for SGLC. I have been communicating with other campuses to plan tours for Cabinet, as well as looking forward to conversations with Senator Lazo on cross-branch collaboration. As always, please do not hesitate to reach out and enjoy your weekend.
All right, I forgot to ask for questions, I think. Any questions about those two reports? Okay, seeing none. Director of Student Affairs, Director Benitez.
Last one for me, I guess. Hello, Senate. Hoping everyone had a wonderful July and mentally preparing for the fall semester. This past month, I've been working more on Winter Wonderland planning. By my next report, I'm hoping to announce what attractions we will be bringing. On September 11th, the Military and Veterans Student Success Center will be hosting a remembrance ceremony to honor those who lost their lives during the 9/11 tragedy. Once details are finalized, I'll be passing the details over to Chair Collazo so that he can send out to everyone. The coordinators are actively planning their events for the fall semester and excited to see their initiatives come to life. As always, if you ever need anything from myself, feel free to email me.
Can you guys hear me? Okay, sorry, my stuff just cut out. Wait. Oh no. Can you hear me still?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Okay, it's fine now, right? No, it's not. I don't know what's going on. Wait.
I guess. I can take over. So, announcements from the Chief Justice Rivera.
Wait.
Oh, I skipped it. Yep,
I won't.
sorry. Director, sorry. Director of Communications, Director Balak.
All right. Thank you. Hi, Senate. This month I met with a lot of people about upcoming plans and initiatives and see how I can help best promote spread to the student body. We have a lot of interaction with recent posts, including the virtual fiscal workshop and Black Business Showcase vendor applications. Thank you so much for everyone's reposts and support and comments. It's really great to see. Keep up the support and the promotions for the judicial seat that closes, or the applications that close tomorrow night, and SGLC. The post is still on our Instagram. So please, if you know anyone, share it with that. If you have any initiatives you want to promote further or any questions at all regarding our process, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Are there any questions for Director Balak? Seeing none, I will give it back to Speaker Pullman.
Okay, guys, sorry. I don't know what happened. I'm using the desktop in my office for the first time. But that's the last time too. Okay. All right, where do we leave off?
You're on Chief Justice now.
Okay. All right. Announcements from the Chief Justice. Chief Justice Rivera. It's going to be given by External Assistant Chief Justice Calfee.
Hello, everyone. Daniel could not make it tonight, but hi, Senate. I hope everyone is doing well. The judicial seat 4 application will close tomorrow at 11:59. So if you know anybody that might be interested in the position, please let them know. And along with that, the judicial branch is looking forward to our retreat on August 16th. And then if you ever need us at all or need our services at all, please let us know.
All right. Are there any questions for the External Assistant Chief Justice? All right. Seeing none. All right. If I'm looking up all around, I have this down here, the meeting down here, and then I still have the agenda on my desktop. So I'm just like looking everywhere. All right. Anyways. Okay, announcements from the Supervisor of Elections, none. Announcements from the Activity and Service Fee Committee Chair, none. Announcements from the Scholarship Committee Chair, none. Caucus reports, APIA Caucus Chair Lim.
Hi, everyone. Vice Chair Hashmi here speaking. Chair Lim was not able to make the meeting today, so I will be filling you all in on her announcement. Good evening, Senate. Hope y'all are having a great week so far. We didn't have a meeting this week. We will be tabling at APAC Assembly on August 31st, promoting SG services and the APIA caucus. We will be hosting a lantern making event on the first market day, which is August 21st. Students can come and learn what we do and ways they can get involved while making lanterns. I'm waiting for the bookings to open up on August 5th to sign up. Thanks, everyone.
All right, are there any questions for Vice Chair Hashmi? All right, seeing none, Black Caucus, Chair Metellus.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all having a great week so far. I'm currently working on scheduling a meeting with the heads of the Black Student Union and the National Pan-Hellenic Council to discuss Black UCF concerns and initiatives. Also, Aramark, the company that controls Restaurant Row, is currently in the process with meeting and testing products with Black-owned restaurants to get them in Restaurant Row. Also, the post for the Black Business Showcase is now up. Please share it with anyone that you know who might be interested in signing up to be a vendor. Black Caucus will also be tabling at the BSU Convocation in August. Please make sure you are staying hydrated and drinking water every day. That's all from me. Thanks.
All right, are there any questions for the Black Caucus Chair? All right, seeing, whoa, my computer just, oh no. Who's after, is it disabilities next, right? I'm just doing it from memory now.
Yeah.
All right, Disability Caucus Chair Urchetta.
Good evening. On Wednesday, I met with Adam Meyer, the Director of Student Accessibility Services, and we discussed potential collaborations to initiate throughout the year. During our caucus meeting this week, I gave a brief presentation about the history of Disability Pride Month and the Americans with Disability Act. On that note, I just finished writing a letter of support for Disability Pride Month, and it should be sent out within the next couple of days. That's all for me.
All right, are there any questions for Chair Urchetta? All right, seeing none. Latin Hispanic Caucus Chair Jimenez Valero.
Hi everyone. On Friday, we looked over changes to the website, and we also elected our vice chair. Shout out Andrea for being willing to do that. Additionally, I met with DGC President Monica Rivera, and we talked about possible future collaborations, which I'm really excited about. And I plan on reaching out to other Hispanic RSOs to like hold meetings and talk to them about their concerns. And then tomorrow we have a meeting and we're going to brainstorm event ideas so we can get the ground running on events for Hispanic Heritage Month. That's it for me.
All right, are there any questions for the Latin Hispanic Caucus Chair? Seeing none. LGBTQ+ Caucus Chair Banesh.
Hey, everybody. So Chair Banesh could not make tonight, so I'll be giving the report on their behalf. So last Friday, we elected the vice chair, aka me. Furthermore, we brainstormed potential changes to our FAQ and bio section for the SG website. It was a pretty light week, but we had fun.
All right, are there any questions for Vice Chair Green? Seeing none, Military and Veterans Caucus, Chair Collazo.
Hi, everyone. So good evening. So the caucus did meet this week, and we discussed a tentative timeline for fall 2024. This includes proclamations, events, and projects. Additionally, I met with Nisa Suarez, the project coordinator over at the Military and Veteran Success Center, to discuss how the caucus could help with the second annual 9/11 Remembrance Ceremony. The caucus will be reading and presenting a signed proclamation during the ceremony. Additionally, we'll be managing the student government guest list and contacting the NSMSG reporter. Lastly, I did speak to Director Benitez, and we discussed the ceremony and finalized our plan of collaboration on that. And in regard to the guest list, of course, all student government agents are invited to attend. I will be sending out an RSVP form within the next month. However, I would like the offices of the branch heads to be there, as well as their VPs to be there. It's a very, very important event. The center did receive a lot of recognition from the Office of the President last year for it. So we just want to make sure we give the level of respect that it deserves. And again, the caucus is also planning to have a memorial site in the atrium. I've spoken to Director Benitez. He's not aware of any, if we've done this in the past, but I would like to do it this year. And the site will include, we'll have a graphic and white roses on the seal, which I will be contacting the Student Union and Division of Communications for. And then lastly, in terms of proclamation priorities of the caucus, the caucus submitted a proclamation recognizing August 7th, 2024 as Purple Heart Day, which is on first reading tonight. And we will be submitting a proclamation soon to recognize 9/11 as Patriot Day.
All right. Are there any questions for Chair Collazo? All right, seeing none. Women's Caucus, Chair Lazo.
Hey everybody, so the caucus met and we elected our new vice chair, Justice Victoria Villarez, and we immediately got to work. We have a proclamation tonight that we're going to be seeing for Women's Equality Day. It's going to be on the 26th, and that day is really important because it recognizes the day that women were able to vote with the ratification of the 19th Amendment. We did just meet literally a few hours ago with CAB, their director and their impact director, to talk about a collaboration for Women's Equality Day. We're going to be doing a film festival on that same day at 7 to go alongside Proclamation Day next night. We're going to feature some student films from Project Spotlight. And we did a little bit of a survey within the caucus, and we decided to show Barbie as like our big feature film of the night. So we're going to have a couple more updates to come, but we hope to see y'all there.
Are there any questions for Chair Lazo? Seeing none, Arab Ad Hoc Caucus, Chair Alcuda.
Good evening, Senate. Today we elected the first ex officio member within our caucus. We also reviewed changes to be made regarding the caucus information on the SG website. Lastly, I'll be sending out a form to the members of the caucus within the next few days where they will be able to input their personal initiatives to meet within the caucus and the preferred RSOs they'd like to connect to. A link tree with applicable resources for the Arab community is also in the works. So proud of all the progress we've made in just a few weeks and look forward to all we will accomplish throughout the session.
Are there any questions for Chair Alcuda? Seeing none, Sustainability Ad Hoc Caucus, Chair DeCara.
We didn't meet this week. Right now, I'm working with Vice Chair Lipner regarding the new fair trade resolution. Everything the website's been sent. I had to send the request for the logo, and then we're still working on ex officio seats, which probably won't be all just because students are not really here right now. And then I'm going to look over the notes from the campus master plan, seeing what the caucus can reach out on within different parts of campus.
Are there any questions for Chair DeCara? Seeing none, Intercampus and Transfer Ad Hoc Caucus, Chair Varela.
Hey everyone, this week in our committee, we finalized all the website changes for our caucus page. We finished all of the resources documents that we're working on. We also discussed and finalized our logo concept that we want to run with. And finally, we discussed future plans for caucus once fall starts and once all the students are here.
Are there any questions for Chair Varela? Seeing none, announcements from the Senate President. All right, hi everybody, just a few things from me. So first off, I think I touched on this in a couple other meetings, but I have been having a few more conversations with the Director of Comms, Anna, and been really productive meetings. I've finally learned how to do NQ and things like that. I've already gotten some requests from you guys. So far, I'm pretty sure I am caught up on the requests. If you submitted a request and I haven't gotten back to you, please let me know. Except for Jason, for SBA, I submitted yours, but anyone's other than that, let me know if I haven't gotten to it. If I didn't respond to your message, I don't think that happened, but in case I miss it, just follow up with me. Because usually I do respond when I get a message, so if I didn't respond, let me know. We've just also been talking about things that we want to improve and how to just be more efficient. Maybe not asking for things that we might not need. Some specific things I can talk about later, but overall just good communication there. I also did want to touch on things I've been doing this summer. I feel like I haven't really been talking about that in my announcements. Just a few quick things. I've obviously been doing more than 3 bullet points, but these are the main ones that I've been working on more recently, as well as a couple I've been doing throughout the summer. So I'm working on planning outreach events, working through the budget, seeing what we can do there. Also trying to plan find new ways to get outreach from students, as well as Welcome Week. That one's coming up. I've been working on reaching out to the other universities. With the summertime, it is kind of slow, but that is something that I'm excited about doing and picking up more in the fall. Danny and I also regularly meet with Dr. Frame monthly, so we've already had a couple meetings with her, and those have been really productive. We've been able to talk about different initiatives that we have, and she's able to give us a lot of guidance. Unfortunately, with Senate, some things can just be a little bit slower in the fall. I mean, in the summer. But I'm really excited for the fall time. We were able to kind of air out some initiatives that we have. If anyone has any specific questions, let me know. But yeah, that's some of the main things I've been doing. Does anyone have any questions? All right, seeing none. Internal Legislative Assistant Report, ILA Alcuda.
Hello again, Senate. At this point, the committee reports have been finalized. Additionally, I have been receiving a lot of input from the various caucuses, so if you haven't done so already, please submit all the feedback you've gathered to me as soon as possible, as I plan to have all reports finalized by tomorrow. I plan to do follow-ups with both committees and caucuses in the fall, so don't feel too much pressure, and keep in mind this is just the first round of feedback. Thank you all for your cooperation, and I look forward to finalizing all reports tomorrow. Additionally, with the team of coordinators for SGLC being complete, we have been meeting weekly and keeping close contact as we discuss our ideas for the program and make the application live for everyone on Night Connect. I've already seen a lot of interest in the program, with one student reaching out with specific interest in SLC. I'm super excited for all the new students coming into SG and ready to get started. As always, don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything. Thank you.
All right, are there any questions for the ILA? All right, seeing none. External Legislative Assistant Report, ELA Richmond.
Hey Senate, it's been a week. I hope you're registered to vote. Primaries are coming up August 20th. But on a better note, I got access to my email yesterday. So all emails have been sent to schedule dean meetings. So get ready to be sick of me in the coming weeks to be in order to confirm all dean meetings.
All right, are there any questions for the ELA? All right, seeing none. Senate President Pro Tempore report, Pro Temp Morset.
Hello, everyone. Not too much from me. The initiative tracker is completed. I will show it to Speaker Pullman and get her go-ahead next week. I'm also currently establishing connections with some of the UCF directors that lead high school programs like cheer programs and other high school success programs.
Are there any questions for Pro Temp Morset? All right, seeing none. Deputy Pro Tempore of Legislative Affairs report, none.
Deputy Pro Tempore of Senate Relations report, D. Sir Lazo.
Hi everybody, so this week I did a little bit of outreach and I met with a couple of like summer lead scholars to talk about all that student government does. We went over a day at the Capitol, SGLC, which just opened up, and a lot of them are really interested in that program specifically. And then just a couple of general SG resources as well as OSI resources. So the fall sports just went live on the IM website, but I'm a little sad to inform everybody that sports from last fall season, which is what I based the survey on, aren't showing up yet, and that's especially like pickleball and dodgeball, which had the highest interest rate. So right now, the only sports that are available to sign up are 5-on-5 basketball, 7-on-7 flag football, and baseball. So please send me a DM with your preference in case other selections show up. I can just, or don't show up. I could just fall back on any one of those 3 sports if you guys are interested. And if you just want to be a Sparkle Senator, don't worry, you can just DM me that. Once again, I'm adding the potluck. Where did it go?
Right there.
Okay, it's not in the right place. But I'm adding the potluck ideas form, so please fill that out. I want everybody to be involved in it. If not, I'm just gonna be a tyrant and pick. So this Tuesday, Chair Hamid, Chair Vasquez, Chair Martellus, VP Raleigh, and I, we all attended the campus master plan meeting where we were able to hear new plans about academic, athletic, and student life construction that's coming up in the next 10 years. We were also able to communicate with some members of admin facilities to communicate some ideas and initiatives from SBA, and I'm sure Chair Hamid will communicate more about that. And lastly, this week is my last week in Orlando and like doing full DSER duty because I'm going home and I'm studying for the LSAT. So if you have any needs or questions, just reach out to me before Sunday. If you reach out to me after Sunday, asking the DSER question, I'm probably not going to answer it.
Are there any questions for D. Sir Lazo? All right, seeing none, old business, none, fiscal committee report, CRT, Chair Carrington.
Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. There's going to be 2 bills on first reading tonight to be remanded. Just to familiarize with you quickly, they're just adding the Chief Justice to the ANSF Budget Committee. This kind of allow an extra seat for equal representation across all the branches in SG. It's also sponsored by the Comptroller as well as I think the Chief Justice themselves. But this week in committee, we approved allocation 56. 41, 51, 52, 54, 55, 56, and Fiscal Bill 5604. Postpone 56, 50, and 53, and we PPI 56038.
Are there any questions for Chair Carrington? All right, seeing none, FAO Committee, Chair Larson.
Alrighty, Senate, we had a crazy meeting today. Proud of everyone that was in the committee. We've also adopted 4 bills as a committee. The allocations we saw today were 5611, we postponed that, 5612 also postponed, 5613 triple postponed, 5614 as well postponed, and then we approved 5615, postponed 5616, approved 5617, 5618, and 5619. Those are all approved. The bills that we adopted, we approved all of them on first reading, and that is 5609, 5610, 5607, and 5608.
Are there any questions for Chair Larson? All right, seeing none, ORS Committee, Chair Rose.
So today, first of all, can you guys hear me? Okay. In our meeting today, we did 2 post-funding reviews and 1 VPF. The post-funding reviews were really good. We had some great discussion, great discourse. One of them resulted in a sanction, one did not.
Are there any questions for Chair Rose? All right, seeing none, fiscal legislation, notice of legislation on first reading, Fiscal Bill 5605, funding for 20 members of students for the exploration and development to travel to the Space Vision Conference in Denver, Colorado from October 3rd, 2024 to October 5th, 2024. Chair Carrington, I hereby remand to CRT. Fiscal Bill 5606, funding for 33 members of Society of Women Engineers to travel to the WE24 in Chicago, Illinois from October 24th, 2020 to October 26, 2024. Chair Carrington, I hereby remand to CRT. Notice of legislation on third reading, Fiscal Bill 5603.
Funding for 19 members of Team Sport Business Management to travel to the Davos Sport Business Management class trip in New York City, New York from September 15th, 2024 to September 20th, 2024. Chair at Caringol. You can go whenever you're ready.
I'd like to yield to the RSO, Brian.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I
Go
have
ahead,
a
give it whenever you're ready.
Yeah. How do I share my screen on here? I'm also not good with the technology stuff, so I got it actually. Okay, so for some reason it's not letting me share my screen. Or sorry, actually I do have it right here, I think.
Did you find the button? It's just not letting you share it.
Yeah, it's just not letting me share it. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Sorry. Okay. Perfect. So can you guys see that? Everything's good? Okay, sorry about that. So yeah, just a quick little rundown of our class trip, the DeVos Sport Business Management Program. We travel to New York City every single year as a career and professional development experience. A quick overview of the program. We have 19 students in the program, but we'll be taking 20 or 21 students. I'm not sure. I got to look at the PowerPoint as well, but it should be either 20 or 21 students to go to New York City with us. Everybody will be a part of the DeVos program, and we'll be going to New York City to meet with executives in the sports business organizations such as NBA and WNBA executives in their league offices, the NFL, the MLS, the MLB, the Barclays Center, just a ton of different professional sports organizations in order to just network, host panels, and kind of just take from their experience and their career advice to just expand the program among partnerships and for just networking and career opportunities for the program. So this benefits the UCF community because every year, as I mentioned, we like to go to New York City to reconnect with our partnerships that provide useful opportunities for our students. They will just give us opportunities for internships and job opportunities for other UCF students, not just in the DeVos program, but to be able to just expand on UCF in itself. We'll also be able to use them as case studies. So we'll use key learnings to use it as teaching materials for future classes in the DeVos program and for professors as well. And then just finally for job opportunities, like I mentioned, it's a good way to network and create opportunities for the students to just get their foot in the door and start their career in the sports industry. And then the history of SGA funding. SGA for the DeVos program has provided some funding for this trip in the past. But in addition to the SGA funding, the DeVos program has committed to fundraising for this trip through different opportunities like Disney Soccer, working Disney gymnastic events, working different Orlando City soccer games as well. Just a mix of a lot of opportunities to raise money for each student to be able to fund for this trip. And then we've also raised money through partnerships throughout the DeVos organization such as the Community Rainbow Run and different projects that we like to do throughout the years with the Orlando Magic and Florida Citrus Sports. So this is just a projected cost overview. We'll be staying at the Element New York Times Square West in New York City. It is about $491 per night, and after fees, it would end up being a total of $2,452.72 for 5 nights per room. So you multiply that by 10 rooms, because we would have 20 students, 2 directors, and how we're splitting it up is 3 rooms for women, 7 rooms for our men in the program, and that would come out for a total of $24,527.20. And for our flights, we travel on September 15th and come back on September 20th, as mentioned. These tickets go for $137 per ticket, times the 22 individuals, the students and the directors, and that'll come out to a total of $2,738. So the total submitted funds would be added up would be $27,265.64. And then the total Senate contribution that we're asking for is $13,632.82. And this is just the cost documentation of the flights, the hotels, and then this is just a sample itinerary of how we would kind of manage the trip. So we get in on the morning of the 15th, we'll check in, have some free time. We might, the schedule, is still getting worked on, but we might meet up with some alumni that first day. But as for the rest of the trip, we'll have meetings at the Barclays Center with Nicole Pincus, who is an alumni, and so on with other different organizations. Thank you.
All right, Banesh.
Present and voting.
Senator Banesh, present and voting, so noted at 6:46 p.m. All right, we're now in line for questioning. I'll go Morset.
Hello. Quick question. Are the directors listed UCF employees or are those student directors?
They're employees. It's the director of the program and our director for external partnerships.
All right. Carringle.
And then I just want to double check, all 20 people attending the trip will be enrolled in the fall semester at UCF.
Yep, that's correct. I mean, the 20 students are, as of right now, enrolled, or I'm sorry, the 19 students are enrolled right now, and then we'll have a first year assistant that would be helping out the directors and everything, which they'll be enrolled in the fall, and they start on August 19th.
All right, are there any more questions for this RSO? If not, I'll take a motion. Varela.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. All right, is there anyone wishing to speak in debate? Varela.
I was gonna ask, do we need to see the changes that Chair Carringle was making to the bill as like a technical, or does do we need like a real?
It depends. Was the price just changed from when we saw this on second reading?
Chair Carringle.
That would be a question for Chair Carringle.
Yeah, I'm just making sure all the reversion dates are currently correct. So I'm just going through that right now.
Caringle.
Motion to see all my amendments as technicals. They're just changing the costs and then changing the reversion dates.
Are the changes of costs, are those changes that were made in the past week just from like the price going up?
Yeah, just from today, just to adjust the to the presentation they presented, the new numbers.
Okay, if it's a difference in money from the last time we saw that, I'm not going to see it as a technical because it's a difference in what we passed last time.
Gotcha. So then motion to see my amendments to the block.
All right, there's been a motion to see the amendments as a block. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, you can just go whenever you're ready.
Yeah, it's just changing the numbers to the new amounts that he stated in this presentation. So I'll move to questioning. Motion to yield. Whatever it is.
Are there any questions? If not, I'll take a motion. Varela.
Yeah, so these are the numbers that were in the PowerPoint, because I didn't notice that they were different than the bill originally had.
Yes, these were the numbers in the PowerPoint.
Alcuda.
And just for clarification, is this just reflecting the change from like 19 individuals going to 20?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any more questions? If not, I'll take a motion. Varela.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate? Varela.
May I retain?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, this is just a simple amendment to change, like, to reflect, there's 20 people going, not 19, so it's pretty cut and dry. We should approve this.
All right,
And then,
remember it was a block of amendments too, but you also asked to retain.
I move to debate. I'll move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, we're now on voting procedures. And this, sorry, I should have clarified this earlier. This was all of your amendments, Caringle?
Yeah, all of them.
All right, that's what I thought. All right, we're now on voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 38 to 0 to 1, the amendments pass. We're now still in debate for the bill. If there's no one wishing to speak in debate, I'll take a motion. Banesh.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. I'm just going to give Brody a second, though. He's still working on the amendments. All right, with a vote count of 31 to 0 to 2, Fiscal Bill 5603 passes on third reading. All right, moving on. Notice of legislation on second reading. Fiscal Bill 5604, funding for 15 members of Neuroscience Alliance to travel to the Society for Neuroscience in Chicago, Illinois from October 5th, 2024 to October 7th, 2024. Chair Caringle. Is there a motion for speeches, questioning, debate? Barella.
Motion for 5-minute speeches, 5-minute questioning, 5-minute debate.
There's been a motion for 5-minute speeches, 5-minute questioning, 5-minute debate. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'd like to yield to the RSO. I'm not sure who exactly is representing them, as their original person was sick, but is there anyone on the Zoom call for the Neuroscience Alliance?
All right.
Lovely. Can we table this for now?
Yeah, you can make that motion.
Yeah, motion to table Fiscal Bill 5604.
All right, there's been a motion to table Fiscal Bill 5604. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, this bill is tabled for now. All right, Fiscal Bill 5607, funding for Night Riders Motorcycle Club to host the Night Riders Fall Track Weekend at Jennings, Florida on September 28, 2024. Chair Larson, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass it off to the RSO, but I'm not sure they're in the Zoom. They had like a time constraint or something, so I think they're going to join. Are you here, Carter?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna yield my time to a member from the RSO.
Is it possible to show that presentation I sent you, Julian?
Yeah, I can share that. Okay,
All right, I'll just start the timer whenever you're ready. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you. So my name's Carter. Some of you might, well, you can't see me, but you might recognize the name or the voice. I've kind of been helping the Night Riders doing some of the funding. So this is for our fall track weekend. It's the last weekend in September up in Jennings, Florida, which is the last exit on I-75 before you hit Georgia. Can you go to the next slide, please? I will answer it, or I will say it just because I know the question's coming. There are only 2 locations in Florida for us to host an event like this, one of them being Jennings, Florida, and the other being Homestead Miami Speedway. Jennings is technically closer, and we have a longer history with them, so it's easier for us to like get in contact, and they're familiar with the school system. But so our club's mission statement is to like pretty much bring unity amongst the motorcycle riders and enthusiasts in the UCF community. We kind of simplified that down a little bit to just like safety, learning, and networking. Next slide, please. So the overall purpose of this event is to give students like an opportunity to improve their skills and work on things in a controlled environment with the maximum safety precautions under the supervision of our coaches, who I would deem expert riders. I do have a video that I would like to show you guys, and then you guys can hear their experience a little bit. But it's also like just giving students that safe place to like test and like work on their motorcycle mechanics and things like that, and get more comfortable riding, and things that they can then come back to the street and ride safer around not only like UCF, but just Orlando as a whole. It also gives students an outlet to kind of like push, like motorcycles are fun. So doing something like that, it's cool to let them, it's good to have them have a space where they can kind of push the limits and it not be on the street. So next slide. If at all possible, this is like a 2.5-minute video. I know it's going to push me close on my timing, but I think it's worth hearing from our coaches. I don't know if the audio is going to come through.
Is the audio coming through?
I'm not hearing anything.
I guess I could turn on captions. Maybe.
It might butcher some of the names and stuff, but you can try that. Essentially, I'll just break it down. Essentially, it's just kind of like 3 of our control riders talking. Jimmy there is our head control rider. Despite the UF hat, I promise he's reliable. But overall, like he's been riding for, I think it's almost like 15 or 20 years now. There's another coach in there. He works with the Florida State University Police Department. They have like a whole program for first-time track riders and stuff, and he comes out to our events and helps coach our students. Yep, that's Nick. So that's actually go a little earlier, shortly after Nick there. There, you saw her in a second. Her name's Annette. She's another one of our coaches. Super sweet. They all have at least like a decade of riding experience under their belt. They've all like worked on the track and on the street a while. Some of them only do the track now just because it is fun. I myself find myself wanting to ride the street a little less and just have fun on the track. But it's still like the safety mechanics and everything you do learn. The younger guy you saw at the end of that video there he was the president of the USF Motorcycle Club. We have worked with other colleges to kind of like make this like a kind of incorporate other universities, make it more collegiate, make a safer riding community, not just for us here in Orlando, but like across like different universities. 2 of our main like partners for that have been the USF Club and the Embry-Riddle Club over in Daytona. You can close out of the video.
You have 1 minute remaining.
All right, next slide, please. There are a couple requirements to participate. Obviously, we find students are more comfortable and it's more financially reasonable for them to use their own motorcycles for this. It's just more of a comfortable thing, and you'll learn some more bike-specific things, including like maintenance that we do before the track. And then we have our safety precautions, which you need to have like the proper gear and make sure that the bike is safely operational. And we do tech inspections at the track to ensure that all of our students are like safe. Next slide. This will be our cost breakdown. The total cost for the weekend is $10,800. $8,500 of that is track rental. That's just renting out the track for the weekend. We have safety equipment for 1100. That's just lets some of our students, if they don't have like the proper equipment, be able to use equipment for the weekend just to ensure they're being like they have the proper gear and can get out there and learn. And then the extra coaching, we really like to have as many coaches out there as possible to keep that coach to student ratio as best as we can. So it's an extra 1200, and so we're asking the SGA for 5400. That is all I have. Next slide, just a question slide, but that was from our event in the spring.
All right, we're now in line for questioning. Are there any questions for this RSO? If not, I'll take a motion. Courts or Banesh?
Motion to move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate? Collazo.
Yeah, so I'll be voting in favor. I remember this RSO from last year as in my time as a justice. So yeah, I'd like to thank Chair Larson for addressing, the location situation because I know it was up for kind of debate last year. But yeah, I encourage everyone to vote in favor for this RSO.
Metellus.
Give me a minute.
I think this event is great, and I definitely think that having this at a facility where people can learn how to use these motorcycles in a safe environment by instructors with years of experience is great, and I will be voting in favor and encourage you guys to do the same.
Shen.
I will also be voting in favor. I really appreciated how organized their information was. They pretty much laid everything out on the table for us. And as the others said, I think the event is great. We all know motorcycles can be incredibly dangerous vehicles, and teaching that in a public space on a public university is awesome. And I encourage you all to also vote in favor.
All right. Seeing no further hands, is there a motion? Collazo, or I don't know if your hand was still up from last time. All right. Is there a motion? Green.
Motion to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now on voting procedures. All right, with the vote count of 37 to 0, Fiscal Bill 5607 passes on second reading. All right, next up we have Fiscal Bill 5608, funding for Chabad Jewish Student Group to host high holidays at Chabad UCF on October 3rd, 2024. Chair Larson.
I believe we have Julian from the RSO. Are you here? All right. I don't believe they're here.
Okay. We can table it.
Can I just present it on their behalf?
You can, yeah. You have 5
Okay.
minutes.
All right. Give me 1 second. All right. So this is a bill for the Chabad Jewish Student Group to host high holidays at the Chabad house on Alafaya at UCF. They're a student organization that has been registered for 2007 and has a long-standing history of doing this in the past and getting funding from Senate for hosting this exact event in the past. This event is trying to promote more Jewish culture and is open to all students at UCF. It's completely free for anyone to come, and it's in order to make this happen, they are requesting a total of $11,024 from Senate. The breakdown looks like they're going to be spending a total of $15,000 on kosher food. This is to feed the 500 people that they expect in the turnout. They will spend $5,000 for a rabbi honorarium, and this is very typical. It came up in committee. Is this too much? Is this kind of an absurd amount? But we did confirm this is very typical. They're not getting overcharged and they're not paying anyone an absurd amount. This is exactly what they should be paying. And then a total of $2,249.65 in setup costs. So this looks like tables and plates and things that they need in order to host this like insane amount of people, 500 people. So far, they have not had any allocations from ANSF this year. And so with that, I will yield the rest of the time.
All right, we're now online for questioning. Are there any questions? Alcuda.
Would you be able to explain what the rabbi honorarium, like what that means? Is that just bringing in the rabbi, or?
Yeah, so that's the cost for the rabbi to come into the event and basically do prayer and speeches and talk about the Jewish faith for the entire 2 days that the event is being hosted for.
Thank you.
All right, Varela.
Is $15,000 for food like typical cost in like previous years? Because like that's like a lot of money, but I don't know if that's like normal.
Yeah, that is pretty typical just because they're feeding 500 people. Like it might not sound like a lot, but when you think about like actual mouths to feed, like it's pretty crazy. So it is pretty typical. And it also, remember, this event spans 2 days. So that's the amount of people they intend to feed like for 2 days, basically. And I do believe that is in line with what they spent last year for this event.
All right, Courts.
Okay, so looking at the total cost, it seems that it's not added correctly. What do we do about that?
If that's a question to me, I do believe it's added correctly. Oh, we are missing a 2 here. I guess we could see this as an amendment.
We can, when we get to debate, we'll get there.
Okay.
Um,
But yeah, to answer your question, it does appear this added incorrectly. We'll just have to fix that in an amendment.
all right, Alcuda.
So I was just kind of wondering if anybody could clarify. I'm not like super familiar with fiscal. I don't have like a lot of fiscal experience, but are we able to contribute anything towards like more religious related costs, like the rabbi honorarium? Is there like anything that says, because I know that there are like some specifications of like what we can and can't cover, so I was just wondering if we've made sure that we can cover it.
Is this a question to me or?
Whoever can answer.
Well, I guess I can answer that. Yes, it is in statutes. We are allowed to basically bend any rules a little in order to kind of fit cultural and religious rules and dynamics. So we definitely can fund this as a rabbi. And if you think of it like a guest speaker, this is a high-end guest speaker would just be like this. And so that's how I kind of visualize it in my mind.
Thank you so much. Is it just like could I follow up? Sorry.
You can, yeah.
So as long as it's open for everyone, is that where like basically we would be able to cover something like that? Or sorry, just for like future reference.
All things that student government funds have to be open for everyone. We can't fund exclusive events.
Right. Thank you so much.
All right. Are there any more questions? Libner.
Hi there. Do you know if Rabbi Chaim is an employee here at UCF or if he is working separately from UCF directly?
He is working separately from UCF.
Thank you.
And I don't know if this is in the same question, but he also would follow the Net 30 policy.
All right, Gumrov. Gumrov. Oh, I thought your mic's not working, isn't it? Okay, so she asks, so the rabbi prays every day and actually lives in Chabad, so they're bringing in a different rabbi. I am just wondering why he would charge. I guess that's a general question. Larson, I don't know if you'd be able to answer that.
So in regards to that, I'm not sure if it's the same rabbi, but I did talk with the RSO because I was a bit concerned about this. At first, it seemed like a lot, but they said that this is exactly what it was last year for the same thing, for the rabbi honorarium. And when I did more like research on it separately from like this bill, just to learn more about this, it did seem very appropriate that rabbi honorariums are given to rabbis that do this kind of thing for the holidays. And so this does seem very typical. So even if it was the same one, like I think it would be acceptable that he charges. But I'm not sure.
All right, questioning time has elapsed. So is there a motion? Collazo.
Motion to extend questioning by 2 minutes.
There's been a motion to extend questioning by 2 minutes. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, questioning time has been extended by 2 minutes. Collazo.
So just so I understand, so the rabbi honorarium is essentially like a gift to the rabbi for their services.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
All right, sorry guys, my computer's about to die, so I'm like looking around for a wall charger. Varela. I'm listening also, but I'm just moving around.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. Shen.
I will be voting in favor, and I encourage you all to do the same. This is a pretty active organization on campus. I see like I've never attended myself personally, but I see their events like in posters advertised all the time. I see no reason why there should be any issue passing this if we've done it before in the past.
Kerringle.
Yeah, so this bill has been brought up in the past always, and we do pass it every year. They do multiple dinners throughout the year as well. From what I remember too, the rabbi honorarium from last year, I think that also does include flying them out and like housing them and feeding them, that kind of whole deal. So it's not just a gift to my knowledge, if I'm remembering correctly, but there's just a little bit more information on that part. But I'll be voting in favor.
All right. Varela.
I was gonna ask, can we see Chair Larson's amendments to fix the numbers before we like go on like debating any further? Or I'm not sure if you like see the
Yes,
amendment.
is it just a change? There's no numbers that change except for totals because it was just like addition mistakes, right? Just like math mistakes.
Correct.
I'll see it as a technical. All right. Lipner.
Yeah, so just to clarify, do we know if it's another rabbi coming in or if it will be Rabbi Chaim who is stationed in UCF and is here at the Chabad every single day?
I guess you can answer that, Larson, but just remember if it's in debate, just make sure you ask if you can ask a question, but you can go ahead and answer that, Larson.
I guess based on previous years, it does seem like it will be a separate rabbi that is coming out, but I cannot answer that 100%.
All right, Green.
I will be voting in favor. I think in addition to the clarifications made by Chair Larson and Chair Kringle, I mean, of course, I'll be voting in favor. I would encourage y'all to do the same. In addition, as an admirer of different cultures, specifically cultures that make really good food, I would also encourage y'all to support this as well in that regard.
All right, Collazo.
Yeah. I had my concerns because I was like $5,000. That's a lot of money. But I think after hearing Chair Kringo's clarifications in regards to the fact that this includes like housing, the plane ticket, all these types of things, I think that we should go ahead and move forward with passing this legislation. So with that, I motion to move to voting.
All right, there's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 33 to 1 to 3, Fiscal Bill 5608 passes on second reading. Sorry, now I didn't move my computer, so now I'm just like reaching over really awkwardly. Okay, what's next? All right, next is Fiscal Bill 5609, funding for the American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics to begin a project on aviation design with an expected participation of 80 students. Chair Larson, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
All right. Is Alessandro here?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. I yield my time to Alessandro.
Just clarifying, this is just for the one bill. Is there a possibility to have both at the same time if they're?
A senator could motion to see it as a block.
Motion to see it as a block.
All right, motion to see. There's been a motion to see Fiscal Bill 5609 and Fiscal Bill 5610 as a block. Are there any objections? All right, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you. I'm presenting on behalf of AIAA at UCF, American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics. We are just hoping to get some funding to cover costs of materials for projects we're building with our student members. Every year, we've been doing this for the past, I believe, since 1990. This is just the first year we're going about getting funding from SG to help cover the cost. We train our members, we teach them, we take a semester per project to teach them the basics and to reinforce what they learn in class, to further their expertise and knowledge and technical skills on how what they actually learn in class benefits them in the real world. And we're just hoping to get some funding to cover the cost of the materials that we use to build the actual aircrafts and rockets. That is all.
All right. Are there any questions for this RSO? Shen.
I see that the institute itself contributed to the total cost. Do they typically do that?
We will be covering half of the expense as
Understood. Sorry.
All right, Varela.
This is a question about the Pacific Bill 5610. Looking at like the costs, like it says like out of the items, like the parts cost $2,033.88. But then it says like the total cost is $1,850. So I'm wondering why there's a discrepancy there, because the 2,000 number is equal to the other bill. So I'm wondering if like it's a weird like dynamic of the bills being seen as a block or something. But I don't know. That's like confusing me.
it should be that the totals on the PDF that you guys are looking at is if we paid in full. What I have requested is us covering the half and SG covering the other half.
All right, are there any more questions? Varela.
Yeah. That didn't really clarify my question. Like, I'm not sure if anyone else can, like, maybe I'm just like being a little bit dumb, but like if you can look at the two bills, there's like again like on bill 5510, there's the total cost and then a different total cost, and then it says yeah, you guys are gonna provide 925, Senate provides 925 for that specific bill. But then on the other bill 5509, it's normal, like the total cost and the building materials are the same thing. So I'm just wondering maybe that's a small typo, or if like there's something else going on that I'm just not seeing something in FAO.
Larson, if you could answer, or
I can't click on the bill. Like, there's too many clicks on this bill.
if you right click, sometimes it works.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know that was a thing. All right, can the question be asked again?
Yeah, specifically for 5510.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just double check something. Okay, so the first number is actually a typo. It should be the second number. So
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead. Like, can we see this as a technical?
You can correct it on the document, but once we get to debate, we'll see it.
All right.
Are there any more questions? Courts.
Motion to move the debate.
Rose, did you have a question?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna see that motion. All right, Rose, go ahead.
Yeah, so I didn't catch this on first reading, but is there a reason why the AIAA contribution is like a bit higher. Like it's not a completely even split on both of them.
I just did a non-round number. I just took away the cents. It,
Do you mind if we make it an even split?
no, it's not an issue at all.
Okay.
All right, are there any more questions? Courts.
Motion to move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. I'm gonna look for those. Whenever you're done with those markups on the document, Larson, we can just
Yeah,
let
we
me know.
can motion to see them as a technical.
Yeah, I'll see this is a technical. They're just like same, like the numbers aren't changing from what you approve. Oh wait. But it's
Yeah,
more just
the numbers aren't changing. They were just a bit wrong.
okay, we'll see the technical. All right, is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate? Rose.
Yeah, can we see my amendments?
Let's see, which one?
Oh wait, were they already accepted?
I think they're already accepted.
Yeah, the ones where it's just kind of like addition mistakes, things where
Okay.
it was like a typo, that's can be seen as a technical. All right. Anyone else wishing to speak in debate? If not, I'll take a motion. Varela.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 39 to 0, fiscal bills 5609 and 5610 pass on second reading. All right, Karen Goal is your other RSO here.
Yeah, motion to pick up fiscal bill 5604 from the table.
All right, there's been a motion to pick up fiscal bill 5604. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, you're now there. The RSO is 5 minutes. Whenever they're ready, I'll start.
Hello. I just want to apologize first and foremost for being so late. That was my apologies. So onto the speech. My name is Patricia. I'm a rising sophomore and an upcoming treasurer for Neuroscience Alliance. Our conference that we're proposing for is for Society for Neuroscience. A little brief overview about this event for any of you guys who are unfamiliar. It's a conference filled with many opportunities to connect with leading researchers in the neuroscience field, get the chance to explore insightful posters and partake in educational workshops. And at a club level, this conference presents an amazing opportunity for our club to deepen our understanding of neuroscience and connect with future change makers in the field. And at a university level, by participating, we are not only enhancing our knowledge, but also bring valuable insights back to the UCF community. And engaging with top professionals help elevate UCF's reputation and cement our identity in the academic world. So it's like a win-win for both of us. And we've also been doing it for a while, so we have a long history with SFN. And this year's conference is at the McCormick Place Convention Center in Chicago. And we'll be departing from Orlando on October 5th and returning on October 7th. We also have an update regarding our accommodations. So when I was like completing the form, the hotel we initially aimed for, Hampton Inn, sold out like 2 weeks ago. So we were planning to book at Hyatt Place Chicago Medical University District through Expedia. And that price is $2,141.52. And our flight would be $3,302.25. And then our total cost would be $5,443.77. And yeah. Oh, and then I was also wondering if it was at all possible for us to book the hotel super soon, because we just have like problems where our hotel has been like sold out. So yeah.
All right, we're now online for questioning. Are there any questions for this RSO? If not, I'll take a motion. Varela.
It's more of a question towards, I guess, who made this amendment? Rose. If I can. Are these amendments, I guess, why is the cost for their contribution so much different than the Senate contribution? Like, why isn't it equal?
Yeah, so I was gonna actually say that. So the Neuroscience Alliance actually has a 15% sanction active. So the Senate contribution wouldn't be 50%, it would be 50 minus 15. And please double check my math. And I had a question related to that for the RSO.
Go ahead.
So yeah, like I said, Neuroscience Alliance has a 50% sanction, so we would only be able to fund you for $1,905.31 out of the total. Is that still like acceptable?
I think that's fine. We'll use like fundraising and stuff to help mitigate the cost. So.
All right. Are there any more questions for this RSO? All right, seeing none, I'll take a motion. Varela.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. Carringle.
Can we motion to see my amendments and Sandra amendments as a friendly?
Yes.
Senator Rose's.
Or are there any objections? All right, seeing none. All right. You mean like that means you want to like merge them, right?
Yeah. I don't know if you want to see those technicals or not, because technically none of the amounts really change. We're just fixing the totals and the reversion dates.
Yeah, if it's when like from the first vote, it's when like the amount changed due to like the price raising or whatever. When it's like different from that first vote, that's when it's different. But when it's just like an error addition thing or like adding in the sanction or something like that, if it's like a mathematical error, then that can be seen as a technical. So
Yep, that's all over.
Okay, so the changes here are all just like math fixing up stuff?
Yes.
All right, so we can see this as a technical. All right. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate? Carringle.
Actually, just real quick for the RSM's point of information, purchasing won't be able to happen until an account reaches out for you or account reaches out to you. Most likely you can purchase it right then and there if you get with your accountant and you request reimbursement. So it's faster that you just purchase it right then and there, but not until the account reaches out, which might be a couple weeks.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right, Rose.
Can I just clarify something for the RSO also?
You may, yeah.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure you guys understand. So the Neuroscience Alliance contribution will be $3,538.46. And you guys do have to contribute at least 95% of that number, that $3,000 number. It's not just like matching the $1,900.
So sorry, can you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, no problem. So you got the Neuroscience Alliance contribution to this bill will be $3,538.46, and you have to contribute at least 95% of that number. You're not just like matching the Senate contribution. So you just make sure to spend 95% of $3,538.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right, is there anyone else? Oh, Brody made a good point. He said they can start spending their half as soon as it gets signed. So for the RSO, that's for you. And then anyone else wishing to speak in debate? If not, I'll take a motion. Courts,
Move to vote.
there's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 38 to 0, Fiscal Bill 5604 passes on second reading. All right. We're now at internal committee caucus time, none internal committee reports, ENA committee, Chair DeCara.
We met on Tuesday. We saw 3 of the election commission seats. Nora Sack, election commissioner seat 1, had a vote of 4 to 0. Alicia Wright, election commissioner seat 3, a vote of 4 to 0. And Amara Presley, election commissioner seat number 4, also another vote of 4 to 0. All the materials and the agenda is linked under the confirmations as part of the agenda.
All right, are there any questions for Chair DeCara? Seeing none, GAP committee, Chair Vasquez.
Hi, Senate. This week, Gak Polera, Vice Chair Varela, and I met with Kylie and Chris from Gray Robinson to discuss what legislative priorities we should plan to include on our survey and any collaborations with the UCF administration. I plan on making a draft of the survey and then working on it next committee meeting to finalize it. Also, I just wanted to say if you're not in GAP and you have any suggestions or opinions for that, please feel free to reach out to me. Tomorrow, Vice Chair Varela and I have a meeting with Shane and Amanda Dever to discuss our collaborations with Night Vote and any future events that we might hold. That's it.
All right, are there any questions for Chair Vasquez? Seeing none, LJR committee, Chair Courts.
Hey guys, not much from me. We only saw one absence today, and it was Katrina Gumrob, which was postponed until next LJR meeting. We also read through titles 11 and 12, and we'll hopefully finish reading through the statutes next week, pending how long it takes for us to see the 4 internal bills I just saw will be getting remanded tonight.
Any questions for Chair Courts? All right, seeing none, SBA committee, Chair Hamid.
Anyway, hello everyone. I hope you're all having a great week. So this week in SBA, we saw proclamations 5607, 5608, both of which passed in committee. Also, there's another Conference leadership meeting happening this Sunday at 12. I hope you all can come. I know Speaker Coleman and Chief Justice Rivera will be attending, which is really exciting. Also, as Lisa also said, we went to the first public hearing of the 25 to 35 master plan. Commenting on the plan will begin August 1st until October 30th. So I hope to advertise this during SBA tabling to get more students involved in the master plan because not a lot of people go to those meetings. And I feel like more people should know what's going on with their campus. Last Friday, we met with Justin Weiser, Bill Martin, Travis Simmons, John Barnell, Kevin Sowers, and Luen sorry, to discuss Chair Metellus' bike rack improvement initiatives, which went very well. They really like the idea and have already set a plan to move forward. Part of the plan includes surveying campus for bike racks that need to be fixed or areas that don't have bike racks but need them. So if you're interested in helping out with this, please message Chair Metellus. You'd be able to survey the locations you are allocated on your own time. So please volunteer. I would really appreciate it, and I know that he is begging for volunteers.
Are there any questions for Chair Hamid? All right, seeing none, confirmations. Make sure you're looking at the confirmation materials. First up, we have Nora Sackett for Election Commission, seat number 1. Is there a motion for speeches, questioning, and debate? Varela.
Motion for 5-minute speeches, 5-minute questioning, 5-minute debate.
There's been a motion for a 5-5-5. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready.
Thank you. So my name is Nora Sackett. I'm a rising senior majoring in political science with a minor in criminal justice and a certificate in intelligence and national security. I'm also currently a part of the Honors College pursuing an undergraduate thesis. I've had several political internships within the course of my past 4 years at UCF, including ones with the Legislative Scholars Program, Orange County Government, and now with the Orlando Economic Partnership. I've heard through various people their positive experiences about the UCF student government and their roles within it, and I believe that being a part of the Election Commission offers a unique insight as how student government elections are run, more so than I would receive just being a student voter. I believe in advocating for the improvement of voter efficacy of our student body. So this would mean really pushing forward candidates' policies rather than just their names and faces in elections. And I think that's something that we could look into in the future. I also know we talked about in the meeting on Tuesday that more students should look to vote, and as student or voter efficacy is a part of my student thesis, I know that increasing efficacy also increases voting engagement. And I think that's something that we need in our student elections. So I'm very excited for what this next year may hold. I'm excited to learn a lot of different stuff if I receive this position. Thank you, and I yield the rest of my time.
All right, we're now online for questioning. Are there any questions? Varela.
This is a question about the idea of like focus on policy more than like a name and face. Would you like do that by like encouraging the candidates to like be like more policy forward, or something that you see the election commission doing and like the way it advertises itself, or how do you envision that?
Yeah, so I think it could be done from both ends, both from the Election Commission and from the candidates. I think that they're in the position to kind of explain their policies and initiatives. But I think in the time that the Election Commission sees those candidates and kind of explains to them what they can and cannot do with campaigning, I think that we can also push that, like what they need to do with making sure that their initiatives are put forward rather than just their names.
All right, are there any more questions? If not, I'll take a motion. Courts.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, we're now in debate. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate? Varela.
Yeah, I'll be voting in favor of this candidate. I really like the idea of trying to push more policy rather than name and face. I think that's important. I think it's really interesting. They wrote a thesis about student voting efficacy. That's super cool, I think. And I like the idea that they can apply what they wrote to real life with the Election Commission. So for those reasons, I'll be voting in favor.
All right, green.
I will also be voting in favor. Looking over the ENA minutes from July 23rd, all the answers that this candidate gave were very concise, straight to the point, and yeah, everything looks good to me.
All right, Alcuda.
Yeah, I'll be voting in favor for this candidate. She seems super passionate about the role and super qualified. So yeah, I encourage you all to do the same.
All right. Seeing no further hands, Chair DeCaro.
Motion to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 36 to 0, Nora Sackett is confirmed for Election Commission seat number 1. Congratulations. Can we also appreciate how she had her camera on like this whole meeting and was very patient through all the fiscal bills? So thank you so much for that. But congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Alessia Wright for Election Commission seat number 3.
Okay, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Good evening, Senate. My name is Alicia Wright. I'm a junior majoring in health sciences with aspirations of becoming an anesthesiologist. Being involved in school and my surrounding community is something that is very important to me. Since I've been here at UCF, I have been involved with the Black Student Union, where I will be serving as the Cultural and Social Awareness Director for this upcoming school year. And then I got my start in student government in SGLC and ELC, where I was able to learn more about student government and the impact that it has on its students. Through my commitment and dedication, I was awarded SGLC Member of the Year for my time in SGLC. Aside from leadership positions, I also volunteer weekly at the Florida Cancer Specialist Foundation Clinic that provides aid to cancer patients who are struggling financially. And these experiences and opportunities have taught me various skills such as being open-minded, critical thinking, trustworthiness, and conflict resolution. Most importantly, how to be a leader. And I think these skills are needed to continue to be an election commissioner. This past school year, I was a part of the election commission, and I saw firsthand how EC is a vital part of student government and ensures that SG is run by students striving to make UCF a better place. If reelected, one of my main goals is to educate students on the importance of voting during student elections. Making sure students are educated on elections helps us put UCF in hands of students that can represent the student body in a productive and effective manner. I can accomplish this goal by posting on social media, reaching out to individual UCF colleges and campuses, not only during the election cycle, but starting also in the fall, even before people start applying. And so just as I'm knowing and enforcing election statutes, I would create a positive and enjoyable election experience for all candidates and campaigns. Being the determined person that I am looking forward to making the next election cycle run efficiently and doing my part to make sure that UCF is able to strive for in future years. And it would be an honor to be a representative of the UCF student body to the government for this next year again. Thank you, and I yield my time.
All right, we're now online for questioning. Richmond.
I forgot to ask this before, but now that caucuses are open to everyone, well, they were always open to everyone, but now that it's like caucus and not just like under Senate, or whatever, would you be interested in joining any caucuses if confirmed?
Yes. I was looking forward to being able to join the Black Caucus and the Women's Caucus as well.
All right. Are there any other questions? Courts.
Could you expand more on how you plan on increasing voter turnout?
Like I mentioned, just posting more on social media and having more of a presence. So tabling on all UCF campuses, so not just like the main campus. I'm also going to downtown and Rosen, I think will help. And just posting flyers around school and just having more of a presence, I think will make people more aware of the election, and that can help increase voter turnout.
All right, Varela.
May I ask 2 questions?
You may.
Okay, my first question, I'm seeing from your ENA meeting that you wanted to get another president or candidate on the ticket, or in the election. Can you elaborate about what strategies you're going to employ to achieve that?
I know something that this past election commission was talking about was to have like in the fall have an event where, because this past election there were some people that wanted to be on the presidential ticket but didn't have a vice president or didn't have a president to run with them. So it would be like an event where people would come out and like a mingling socialized type of event where they can meet with other people that want to run and kind of like match up and meet up with them, because when you're running something like one, like it has to be a president, vice president. So I think something like that can help get more people on the presidential and vice president ticket.
All right. Are there any more questions?
Question.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
And then also about your idea to get more tailoring on Rosen and downtown campus. I wanted to ask if you're aware of and if you plan to collaborate with the Inter-Campus and Transfer Caucus, because that is under the umbrella.
I was not aware of that caucus, but I would be willing to work with them as well.
All right. Are there any more questions? If not, I'll take a motion. Courts.
A motion to move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. I'll go Metellus.
All right, I will be voting in favor of this candidate. I really do like her drive and initiatives, and also like that she is interested in joining Black Caucus. And I also saw on her resume that she was SGLC Member of the Year. So seeing a previous SGLC of the Year is amazing, and I think she'll do great in student government.
All right, Courts.
May I retain? Oh, wait,
You
no,
may.
never mind.
Oh,
It's
I don't see other hands up.
Yeah, but doesn't.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, I forgot. Yes, that's right.
I will also be voting in favor for this candidate. I really like how many ideas she has to increase voter turnout this year, especially because I think it was around 10% of our student body that shows out for, if I'm not wrong. Either way, I think that is really cool, and I encourage the rest of you to vote in favor as well.
All right, Green.
I will also be voting in favor for this candidate. Looking at their resume, they seem to have an incredible assortment of leadership experiences, past and present. And I think they will make a great addition to the Election Commission.
All right, seeing no further hands, Chair DeCara.
Motion to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. All right, with the vote count of 37 to 0, Alicia Wright is confirmed for Election Commission seat number 3. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have Amara Presley for Election Commission seat number 4. All right, you have 5 minutes whenever you're ready. Oh no, we can't hear you right now. No. I think it's working. Are you typing right now? Oh. Maybe it's like really faint. Like the computer is picking up that there's sound, but wait, can you try to say something again? Oh no, either that or if you had a phone, you could join on. Or if you were working on reconnecting your mic, I don't know. Either if you think you can get it to work, that's also fine. We can hear the typing though. It's weird, but whenever you talk, we can hear it. Okay.
Is it working now?
Yeah.
Okay, I had to join using my phone, so.
All good.
All right, let me get my thing back up. Okay. All right, am I good to go?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. Hi, everyone. I hope you've all had a good Thursday. My name is Amara Presley. I'm an out-of-state student from Northern Virginia. I'm a rising third-year majoring in entertainment management at the Rosen College of Hospitality while also minoring in dance and marketing. Just a little bit more about me and my background. I was a part of SGLC and then the Judicial Leadership Council my freshman year, and then served as a student at large on the Student Government Scholarship Committee last year. I'm a member of the Panhellenic sorority Kappa Alpha Theta here on campus and currently serve as their recruitment data assistant. In this position, I'm responsible for overseeing Panhellenic recruitment votes within my chapter and sorting through recruitment participants based on their academic, athletic, and leadership accomplishments. Additionally, I'm a part of Strike Magazine Orlando, where this upcoming semester and last, I've been their casting director. So I'm responsible for casting models for both the magazine and the fashion show and working directly with them based upon the vision the creative director has provided me with. Outside of UCF, I work for Rise Against Hunger, which is a nonprofit organization that actively works to relieve nations of food poverty and scarcity. I've also been interning with a film studio in Northern Virginia this summer called Life View Media Productions, where I work as their casting director intern. So that's me and everything I do in my everyday life. Obviously, I do a lot, but something that's always been important to me is time management. I consider Calder one of my best friends. To ensure that everything I do, whether big or small, I'm able to put my best foot forward and do it to the best of my mental and physical ability. Which transitions into why I've applied for the Elections Commission. Something I've always valued is honesty and furthermore loyalty, as the two pretty much go hand in hand. Both are important when building relationships with others, as a relationship cannot exist without trust, and someone who is dishonest or not loyal isn't easily trustable. These values are something I've always honored within my personal relationships and as well as myself, as I feel like true authenticity can only be reached when you yourself are honest and loyal to who you are as a person. And especially when working in elections and with voting, it's important to value those two things. Otherwise, the results can be swayed by biases or outside opinions, which isn't beneficial when determining who's being placed in positions of power. And as a commissioner, a person who oversees the voting processes, it's incredibly important that whoever is placed in that position honors honesty and loyalty, as you need to be able to trust the person in that position to abide by the election statutes and ensure that everyone, voter and candidate, is having an equal experience. I wholeheartedly believe that voting processes should be fair, they should be easily accessible, and even more so, candidate information needs to be accessible as well. These three things are necessary in a fair and honest election, and by having someone to hold people accountable for that can ensure this integrity. I believe that I fit this description, as just my experience alone as my sorority's recruitment data assistant and as a casting director, it's mandatory for me to remain confidential in all my work and make unbiased decisions that abide by the set of rules I'm given, which ultimately goes back to my point about trust, because all my values link back to trust. I know I can be a trusted person in this position to carry out the processes of the commissioner with 110% of my best work, while also maintaining the integrity and honor of the student government voting processes. One of the biggest things I believe UCF as a community is lacking is voter participation. Because I'm involved in so many communities here at UCF, I realize that there are tons of people that don't recognize what student government does and how student votes play a much larger role in how we operate than they think. Student government advocates for change here right on campus. One of my favorite implications so far since my time has started here as a student has been the headshot photo booth. I think for many students, including myself, having it as a resource here has kickstarted many people's careers. But regardless of how many outreach programs have been done, there are still uneducated people, most of them being students that don't live on or even come to campus for class. I believe that this can be combated by the use of web courses page that's accessible to each student at UCF. Every student uses web courses to do schoolwork, and I know personally the announcements I see the most that aren't class related are through web courses because right in my face when I go to submit an assignment. When we automatically have pages for things such as peer mentors, career quests, advising services, and individualized studies, so there should be one for student government as well that lists all the candidates, their policies, and how to vote so all students can see and read about it. And by doing this, voting outreach is reaching those beyond just those on campus or available to student government social media, but those who only do online work or lack the information to properly vote in the election, and therefore increasing the possibilities of voter participation. So with all this being said, my biggest goal as a member of the Elections Commission would be to increase voter participation in the election this upcoming spring. Outreach is the most important factor when obtaining votes, and by tackling those hard-to-reach voter pools, a fair and honest election that accounts for everyone's voice can become more of a reality. Additionally, a commissioner needs to be someone who is honest and loyal not only to themselves but to those around them in order to ensure the confidentiality that voting processes need in order to be civilly conducted. And I believe that I fit those qualifications and would uphold the integrity of the election statutes with the utmost honor. And that is all.
All right. We're now in line for questioning. Does anyone have any questions? Richmond.
Are you interested in joining any caucuses?
I would be. I just have to, I do have a really intense schedule, so it just really depends on where I could fit into my time, but I actually am interested in joining caucuses.
All right. Are there any more questions? If not, I'll take a motion. Richmond.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. Collazo.
Yeah, I want to speak in favor of this candidate. Something that you guys do not know about Amara is that in the first year of her freshman year of SGLC, I don't know if many of you know this, but student government won the lip sync battle at Nithon. And it was because of this girl's coaching skills that we won. And I am so happy that she is back into student government. She did amazing work on the scholarship committee. I know that Chief of Staff Blanco was very grateful for her input into that committee. So I encourage this entire chamber to vote in favor for her.
All right, Richmond.
It's clear that she is very good under stress. We saw her struggle with the microphone and she pivoted, which I think is great for anybody, especially an election commission, because election season always brings upon issues like a microphone not working. So we saw her be able to react under that stress calmly, coolly, and collected. And I can't wait to see how she does it. She should honestly work in elections because I wish I could be that calm during that. So vote in favor.
All right. Seeing no further hands, Chair DeCara.
Motion to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 37 to 0, Amara Presley is confirmed for Election Commission seat number 4. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course. And I was also there that lip sync. I was on the Nithon team that year and it was great. It's a great job coaching, choreographer.
We were
for
robbed. We were robbed.
You won that year.
That's fine.
All right. Okay, congratulations to the people who just got confirmed. All right. Sorry, I'm like, my laptop's over here and I'm having to read off. Okay, internal legislation, notice of legislation on first reading, internal bill 5603, updates to title, 4, Senator Andrew Collazo, I hereby remand to LJR, internal bill 5604, updates to title, wait, don't tell me, 14? 14? Roman numerals are kind of hard for me. Also, don't, I think it's 14, right? Not
Yes,
yet?
14, correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Senator Andrew Collazo, I hereby remand to LJR, internal bill 5605, updates to title 5, CRT, Chair Caringle, I hereby remand to LJR, sorry, I got confused. Internal bill 5606, updates to title 8, CRT, Chair Caringle, I hereby remand to ORS. Proclamations, Proclamation 5609, proclamation recognizing August 7, 2024 as Purple Heart Day, Senator Andrew Collazo, I hereby remand to SBA. Notice of legislation on third reading, none. Notice of legislation on second reading, Proclamation 5607, proclamation recognizing Women's Equality Day, Deeser Lazo. You can go whenever you're ready.
Alrighty, thank you guys so much for being able to see this. One of the main things that I wanted to speak of, I actually can't even get my own proclamation out right now, so give me 1 second. But basically what this proclamation aims to do is to celebrate and acknowledge Women's Equality Day, which is on August 26th, because that is the day of the 19th Amendment, which granted women the right to vote, was ratified. This is actually a nationally recognized holiday as well. Congress in 1973, they designated August 26th as Women's Equality Day for that exact reason. I have a couple of amendments to make once you get into debate, but essentially this is something that I'm doing on behalf of the Women's Caucus, and so that we can essentially just honor and acknowledge how far women's rights and women's suffrage has gone. The 19th Amendment is something that obviously a lot of people don't remember because a lot of people just don't know their amendments, but it is so crucial and important that we acknowledge and we recognize Women's Equality Day and the strengths we have had when it comes to our right to vote and our right to be heard and seen in this country. And with that, I yield the rest of my time.
All right, we're now online for questioning. Shen.
First of all, I just want to say I'm all for this, but so I see a grammar issue in here. How do I call to like fix that? I've not done this before.
So that would just be making an amendment, which you would just do you could mark it up at any time, but we would see it during debate.
Okay, okay.
All right. Are there any more questions? If not, I'll take a motion. Courts.
Motion to move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. All right, let's see. Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate? Okay, Shen.
Just a motion to see my amendment. Just a little simple grammar thing. It was was not in before a sentence.
I'll see that as a technical.
Sounds good.
Doesn't change the meaning of the proclamation. Just like a little grammatical thing. Okay. Anyone else wishing to speak in debate? I think Lazo is still working on the amendment. Lazo.
Just mic's off. Just to clarify, that did technically change. Oh wait, I think somebody corrected it because adding that of would change the grammatical structure of the sentence, and it just it's also the date the 19th Amendment, which granted women the right to vote, was ratified, not of the 19th Amendment. That would basically just change the verbal tense of it, not to get all technical, but it is incorrect. The way that it is now is the correct one. But I think somebody already fixed it, so obviously happened for no reason.
Yep, sorry. I rejected the suggestion because Amanda is right and the of shouldn't be there. Sorry, Michael.
Okay. So we'll just take it back. Okay, that's also my bad too. All right. Lazar, okay, she's still typing. All right, Lazo, whenever you're ready. Or, and then never mind. Richmond?
I can yap real quick so it's not awkward silence. Amanda Slade, I think this is a great, sorry, my brain is malfunctioning. I think this is a great piece of legislation. Equality is great. I think we all believe in it, and if we don't, that's an issue. Especially gender, there's no difference really. Vote in favor.
All right. Lazo.
Alrighty, motion to see my amendments.
There's multiple?
It's just two, like two separate ones, but they're technically both serve the same purpose, and that they just like flesh out the proclamation.
Okay, got it. All right. There's been a motion to see D. Sir Lazo's amendments as a block. That's what you meant, right?
Yeah, as a block, sorry.
All right, there's been a motion to see the amendments as a block. Are there any objections? Seeing none, you can go whenever you're ready.
Already, I just added the Women's Caucus event that's being hosted that I just mentioned earlier tonight. It is the second to last whereas clause, and I also added the National Pan-Hellenic Council and Greek Sorority Life. This is something that was brought up to me in SBA by Chair Metellus. Unfortunately, we don't have the full list, and we don't really want to keep you guys here any longer. It is getting late. And this is basically just to flesh out the inclusion of other groups that empower and support women, and then the whereas clause is kind of just to signify that the proclamation is actually doing something, which is usually what proclamations do, with this event. And that's it. I yield the rest of my time.
All right, are there any questions? If not, I'll take a motion. Courts.
Move to vote. Oh, yeah, move to vote.
Debate.
Oh, move to debate. What?
All right, there's been a motion to move to debate. Hamid.
Would you see my amendment as a friendly? We added the and for you, and if it's the semicolon.
Me.
Okay, so D. Sir accepted it as a, I mean, D. Sir
Yes.
Laws. Okay. All right, Metellus.
Yeah, I think these changes are good. Like Lazar said, I do agree that having the National Pan-Hellenic Council in this is very important. And may I retain? May I retain?
Oh my gosh, you may.
And with that being said, move to vote.
All right, there's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Corzin, are you objecting or just ever?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I actually had a quick question. In the second to last whereas clause, where it says the Women's Caucus, is the E supposed to be an X?
Yeah, that is the official titling of like when you look at the Women's Caucus on the student government website, that is how it's listed. This is something that some groups do, some feminist groups do to exclude men from the word women. It's also, a lot of people confuse it with how Latinx is pronounced, but that's actually not for the same reason at all. It's mostly some women find it more comfortable to exclude adding the E and therefore making it just a woman's thing instead of including men and letting them take over that space. That's just how it's written, like on most of our. Oh, so the official name is Women's Caucus now? Oh, literally a week ago I asked, and y'all told me that.
Who's y'all?
Okay. We're still on these amendments. So, is there a motion? Or if you wanted, where are you looking where it's an X?
That might have been updated recently, but like on most of my signage, like when I get my email, it's women X's, like it has the X instead of the E, and then for a little while I had to like title, back in January, I had to title some of my proclamations with an X as well.
Like on the bill, like on the proclamation.
Oh, I just took it out, that's why.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right. Okay. Collazo.
Just to provide some clarification, I'm pretty sure the official title is without the X. I'm pretty sure it was like my freshman year where like the Women's Caucus and the Latin Caucus introduced legislation to remove the X from both caucuses. I don't know if I'm not mistaken. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong.
Hall.
Yeah, so that was during the 54th that there was a push to do that for both caucuses. I do remember there being some challenges with the Latinx caucus when it came to that at the time, but the Women's Caucus did remove the X fairly quickly.
All right. Okay. So we're still on debate for the amendment. Courts.
To vote.
There's been a motion to vote on the block of amendments. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 30 to 1 to 5, this block of amendment passes. All right, we're still in debate for the proclamation. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in debate? Okay. Courts.
Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote on the proclamation. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, we're now in voting procedures on this proclamation. All right, with a vote count of 35 to 1 to 1, Proclamation 5607 passes on second reading. All right, we're now at Proclamation 5608, Proclamation recognizing August 2024 as Black Business Month. Vice Chair Courts, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so this proclamation is in accordance with Black Business Month, which is the month of August. It was created in 2004 to highlight the accomplishments that the Black community have added to our economy and to encourage consumers to buy from Black-owned businesses. I personally wrote this proclamation on behalf of the Black Caucus, who are currently planning the execution of the Black Business Showcase. And I yield the rest of my time to questions.
All right, we're now in line for questioning. Are there any questions for Vice Chair Quartz? If not, I'll take a motion. Metellus.
Motion to move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate. Courts.
Can we see my amendments as a block?
Yeah, are they the ones just like all at the bottom?
Yeah.
All right. Motion to see Vice Chair Court's amendments as a block. Are there any objections? Did I do that right? I'm taking what Kirsten said as the motion and I'm asking for objections. Okay, got it. Seeing no objections, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so the first one, which just strikes out multicultural academic and support services, that's just because it got changed to the access program, and Brody told me that it was no longer called MASS, so I figured out what that was. And then also the big blurb at the bottom, those are all of the RSOs on the Black Caucus master list. I initially, yeah, at the beginning, I put along with any relevant RSOs in the further be it resolved, but the chair and vice chair of SBA let me know that that doesn't really do a lot for transparency. And as it was my first time writing a proclamation, I didn't know. So I just added all of the RSOs. And then that's it.
All right, we're now in for questioning. Are there any questions? If not, I'll take a motion. Varela,
Move to debate.
there's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in debate on this amendment, on this block of amendments. Metellus,
May I retain?
you may.
Yeah, so I think these amendments are great and showing exactly who we're sending this to and listing out all of the organizations in Black UCF is great, especially for transparency. With that being said, motion move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote on this block of amendments. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures. All right, with a vote count of 36 to 0 to 1, these amendments pass. We're still in debate on the proclamation. Metellus,
May I retain?
you may.
All right, Kirsten definitely worked really hard on this proclamation. She definitely did her big one on this one. It's very detailed, it's great. It shows exactly what Black Business Month is all about, and shows why we're having the Black Business Month showcase in August, and it's wonderful. With that being said, motion to move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're now in voting procedures on this proclamation. All right, with a vote count of 37 to 0 to 0, Proclamation 5608 passes on second reading.
All right. Senate Forum, Zakara.
Hi, everyone. Like I said, like I think last meeting, the meeting before, is that was possibly creating kind of like a timeline changing of the Senate session. It was like I have it linked right there. You guys can review it and like also like submit recommendations. This was just basically after things I had heard at the end of the 55th and also the beginning of the 56th of just like when it starts and then when it ends, and it's kind of like in a weird space. I also worked with Brody on this, what would work best, and also other things that have been said from administration, just like an administrative perspective. So if you guys can look at it, I have it linked right there. Basically, it would just change. Originally, it was starting off with changing the beginning. So that would be the beginning would start at the first week of the following semester. In this sense, it would be the summer semester. And then thus starting it later, there'd be a huge gap of student government. So I talked to Brody about making it to where it's the Senate session just before the final examination period following the election. And then it's set by the UCF academic calendar, which is set like every year. But I am, that it is open to make recommendations. You messaged me about it when you were out. I haven't submitted this. This is basically one to get a feeling about how this possibly would feel within the 56th session. Because I mean, if it were to go into effect, I still talked to Brody if it would go into this effect now or if it was passed, and if later. So I have to make sure that I'm using the right words in the whereas clauses. But yeah, it's literally you can make recommendations. I have it for review, and additionally, like you can just talk to me about it. I just want to put it out there so you guys can have access to it.
All right. Karingle.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that the physical workshop last Friday went really well. If any of your RSs are looking for a YouTube link, it's posted currently on the original Instagram post. If you want to just like copy it from there and send it. My mic was muted. Sorry, my bad. The physical workshop last Friday went really well. There's a YouTube link. Was it?
Yeah, it was on.
Oh, it was on?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. Just kidding. Well, anyway, YouTube links in the Instagram post if you want to send it out to your RSOs or have a look yourself. Big thanks to Chair Rose and Larson for being there. I think we helped a lot of people. I think the turnout was about 30 individuals, but a lot of them were from pretty large RSOs, like hundreds of people. So if anything, we probably helped 1,000, maybe even more students get funding. So that was great. So we'll probably hold some more in the future if we have time. So thank you to them.
All right. Next, Metellus.
Hi, I just wanted to say again, please reach out to me if you are interested in helping with the bike rack field surveys. I also wanted to give a bit more detail on how that would work. We have a list of all the bike racks on campus, and we're trying to divide the amount that everybody has to survey based on how much people we get to volunteer for that. And you'd also be able to do it on your own time, probably within the next month or so, because we're trying to do it in August or when the fall semester starts so that we can get more accurate numbers and stuff like that. So yes, please reach out because I would really appreciate the help since there are a lot of bike racks, and if we divide and conquer and have strength in numbers, we can get it done. Thank you so much.
All right. Let me make sure. And then Richmond.
Register to vote. There's primaries coming up August 20th. If you vote by mail, you already got that, which is crazy. It's coming up. So you're already too late if you're not registered to vote for the primaries, but you're not too late for the general. So do what Andrea tells you and register. Do what I tell you. Do what democracy tells you. Furthermore, yeah, that was good. Furthermore, check teams. There's already dates flying around for dean meetings. Hint, Brody, add me in there so we can. Boop, boop.
All right. Is there anyone else wishing to speak in Senate Forum? All right, seeing none, we're now in Senate deliberations. Is there anyone wishing to speak in Senate deliberations? All right, guys, we can chill with the chat. We're almost done here. All right. Okay, let's reel it back in. All right.
Seeing no hands for Senate deliberations, advisors report, Brody.
All right. Hey, everybody. Just a couple of things for me. Obviously, the end of the semester is coming up, so I encourage you all to take an actual break between semesters. If you don't do that, you get burnt out, and then you're useless during the rest of the year. So take a break. Don't think about student government or UCF as a whole, or hopefully anything. Don't think about anything. Yeah, take your breaks. They're there for a reason. Use them. Because one day you won't have them anymore. And speaking of, don't get a break. I will be here. I will be working. So if you do need something, let me know. I will be around and able to help with whatever you might need. All right. Yeah, let's do some senator shout outs. Who's got them? Rhea, you're very excited. You can go first.
Okay. First, okay, wait. Shout out to Jocelyn Candelario because her birthday was this week, and then shout out Corson Green because his birthday's like in 2 days. So shout out to birthdays from this week. Then shout out to SBA Chair Jason Hamid. When can I not do a shout out to SBA Chair Jason Hamid because he's great. Shout out Jordan Mattels because he's doing so much work and he's doing a great job at everything he's doing. I don't know how he has time in the day to do everything. Shout out Kirsten Courts because she's here after being in West Virginia
Can
for
I
so
have
long.
one of my titles?
Chair Kirsten Courts for being here after West Virginia. You know how that went. Shout out everyone in this room. Shout out people not in this room. Shout out Laurel Richmond because you always make me laugh. Shout out Allison Pullman because she's in the room next door and she's back, but she's going back, but then she's coming back. So super exciting. Shout out Brody. Shout out Lola. That's it. Thank you.
Great. All right, Kirsten.
Okay, shout out LJR, as always. Shout out Deezer Lazo, Chair Hamid. I think those were the only NPCs that came in popcorn red with us today. Shout out Chair Metellus, love. And then I don't know, shout out to me for being wrong on my LJR report because Brody got it wrong. I'm only seeing 3 next week. So I think I need an ego boost after that. Okay, thank you.
For the record, I also popcorn read during your LJR meeting, but whatever. Jordan, you're up.
Shout out to Black Caucus, of course. I just really appreciate y'all and how much we are working on everything for Showcase. Shout out to Chair Hamid and Vice Chair Vasquez and Senator Courts for helping me with this bike initiative. Also, shout out to people that went to the mobility meeting. It was really interesting and great to learn about all that stuff. And yeah.
All right. Well, all right. Next up, Jason.
Oh my God. First of all, am I unmuted?
No, you're.
Okay. But shout out to Jordan. I'm really proud of all the work he's doing. Like, Rose is locked in all the time. Like, people, like, he talks about going to all these meetings, but like, people from these meetings have come up to me and be like, you should be really proud of Jordan. He's doing a great job. I'm like, I am proud of him. He's doing so great. Obviously, shout out to Andrea, I guess. She does a great job. Shout out to Deezer Lazo, I guess. Shout out to Brody because he did popcorn read, and I appreciate that. Shout out to Chair Cordes for making me popcorn read. And then yeah, love my job, and I'm glad that you love your job.
And really, Andrea's doing a lot, especially considering, at her age. Laurel, you're up.
I'm a boomer. I'm sorry, I couldn't figure out the mic. Shout out Brody. Brody's just a great guy who always gets the job done, and I don't thank him enough. It's really a thankless job. So shout out Brody for all that he does. He serves SG so proud. He wears on his sleeve every day. Shout out Allison. I'm like Allison's biggest fan. Allison deals with everything. She knows everything about my life, everything about the jail. I'm going to 3 jails tomorrow. You best know she knows about it. Shout out Andrea. Shout out Jason. Who else do I like? Oh, shout out Dylan. Shout out oh, Kirsten, she was my mentee. Yeah, shout out everyone actually. Shout out everyone who votes. Hint hint.
All right, Adam, you're up.
All right, I gotta shout out my Vice Chair Shen, always doing good on the minutes. Shout out the advisors, always love the advisors. Keep up the good work. Shout out to Laurel for going to jail. That's cool. Shout out to Corson, always got a smile on his face. Great entertainment, honestly, on the Zoom screen. Shout out to the office. Sorry I couldn't make it there today. I'm swamped with other work. Womp womp. And yeah, shout out CCIE and CRT. We are the best college and committee.
And Kirsten.
I'm sorry, Brody. Shout out Brody for also popcorn reading and also being the reason why I have this sticky note full of stuff for statutes. Thank you, Brody. I appreciate you. I'm sorry I didn't let you know the first time.
I will forgive you this time. Andrew, you're up.
I want to shout out all of caucus leadership. I feel like we're on a roll. You know, we're passing proclamations and all this. We're doing really good work and advocacy work. So shout out to all caucus leadership.
Hey, Corson.
Yeah, shout out to Chair Kringle, because even if I smile a lot, he's also always smiling, and he cannot deny that.
There you go. And as we know, if you smile more, you know, your day is better. JC.
Shout out to Chair Vasquez and our vocabulary, which is a list we have of a bunch of nicknames we have for Brody. What was it? Today's was Bro RS. So yeah, really. So yeah, shout out to Chair Vasquez and our vocabulary. I love that. It's actually my favorite part of student government.
If you're ever curious, you're welcome to go into my office and look at the whiteboard. They felt the need to write them down, which, you know, if that's how you want to spend your time, go for it. I don't have to understand you to work for you. All right. Are there any other shout outs? Andrew, I'm assuming your hand is just still up. Yeah. All right. With that, I'll pass it to Maddie.
Hello, everyone. I have just a couple quick reminders. So friendly reminder number 1 is that fiscal bills must go through the DLEG before coming to me, and I need to see the confirmation that they're ready for the agenda. And then if you want anything else on the agenda, it should be as a Word document. So when I'm putting stuff on the agenda, I kind of have to alter it and upload it and say that there's a lot of things I have to do to it. So I need it in a Word so that it's morphable. And in the same coin, minutes should preferably be in PDF form because PDF kind of locks everything in place. So I can't really edit it anymore. No one else can edit it. And that's the way we want it for minutes because it's just documentation of what you guys were talking about. So I made this little thing right here. So agendas should be in Word and minutes should be PDF. Hopefully that helps. And then other than that, great job tonight. There was a lot of business, but we got through it. I'm proud of you all, and I'm super excited to see you all back in the chamber in fall. And also, Bro RS is actually the coolest thing ever. I really like that. Keep up the bros. Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Any questions for the advisors? All right, seeing none. Miscellaneous business. All right. No animal of the week. Jordan, do you have a joke?
Okay, guys, Jordan's joke. Why are we laughing? What did the beach say when the tide came in?
What?
What did he say?
What did he say?
Long time no see.
right. Moving on. Andrea's not doing an animal. All right. What the heck? Laurel's lore? When was that added?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know if
Let
that.
yeah, we can
We
skip
gotta.
it. Y'all can
Yeah,
go
we.
another week.
Who? Wait, who added that one?
I did it last week.
Okay. Just so you guys know, I don't know. We'll see how much of this carries on to the fall semester. Okay. All right, we don't do Danny's dope drip because we can't see her outfits. And is there a motion? Courts.
Motion to adjourn meeting pending final roll.
There's been a motion to adjourn the meeting pending final roll call. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Chair Courts.
Lago. Rachetta.
Present.
Lessman.
Present.
Corelli.
Present.
Christopher Levine.
Present.
Stephen Levine.
Present.
Lim. Morset. Morset.
I think
Ringo.
you sworn in anyway. You could be sworn in on.
Present.
DeCara.
Present.
Butler.
Present.
Connolly.
Present.
Umarov. Hamid. Kaufman.
Present.
Larson. Larson. Memory.
Present.
Teller. Rose. Okay. Shannon. Barrios.
Present.
Hall.
Present.
Appelhaj.
Present.
Chauhan.
Present.
Naguib.
Present.
Wangjin. Johnson. Patel.
Present.
Weiderberg.
Present.
Green.
Present.
Hendry.
Present.
Cortez. Alcuda.
Present. Sorry, my mic wasn't working.
You're good. Banesh. I got you, Samuel. Don't worry. Banesh. Condoloro.
Present.
Palazzo.
Present.
Jimenez Valero.
Present.
Hashimi.
Present.
Albo.
Present.
Holman.
Present.
Brenda. Richmond.
Present.
Chen.
Present.
Arilla. Vasquez.
Present.
Lipner.
Present.
All right, 38 out of 47, quorum is verified.
All right. With that, I adjourn this meeting at 8:52 p.m.